stuff, Maureen. Beautiful stuff. Well, we've nearly brought the show to a close tonight. Of course, there's one more and most important thing, of course, is the scoring. Before we score and find out who is tonight's winner, tonight's heat winner, we thought we should recap the couples just to refresh your memories. Couple number one this evening are from South Australia, Anthony Price and Joanne Wilkinson. Couple number two, representing Tasmania, George Jackson and Marilyn Gray. Couple number three, representing Victoria, Simon Dewar and Justine Gilson. Couple number four, from New South Wales, Andrew Gallagher and Kim Johnston. Couple number five, representing Victoria, Mark Teague and Fiona Bell. Good luck. All right, so we have Anthony and Joanne from South Australia, 7.6. Couple number two, George and Marilyn from Tasmania, 7.6. Couple number three, Simon and Justin from Victoria, 7.7. Couple number four, Andrew and Kim of New South Wales, 7.4. Couple number five, Mark and Fiona of Victoria, 7.6.
And new vote scores.
The new vote scores now, Maureen?
Yes. Anthony and Joanne from South Australia, 7.8. George and Marilyn from Tasmania, 7.9. Simon and Justine from Victoria, 7.6. Andrew and Kim from New South Wales, 7.5. And from Victoria, Mark and Fiona, 7.6.
Very close scores tonight.
Yes.
Well, now we check the scoreboard, the totals, before we come to our last section, which of course is the modern. So here's how the scoreboard stands. Anthony and Joanne of South Australia, 23. George and Marilyn of Tasmania, 22.9. Simon and Justine of Victoria, 22.9. Andrew and Kim of New South Wales, 22.2. And finally, Mark and Fiona of Victoria, 22.4.
Very close.
It's just literally a matter of just tenths of points in it tonight. So here it is, the big one, the final score this evening, which will make tonight's winners. In the modern section this evening, couple number one from South Australia, Anthony Price and Joanne Wilkinson, 7.7. Couple number two, George Jackson and Marilyn Gray of Tasmania, 7.9. Couple number three, from Victoria, Simon Dewar and Justine Gilson, 7.5. Couple number four, from New South Wales, Andrew Gallagher and Kim Johnston, 7.5. Couple number five, from Victoria, Mark Teague and Fiona Bell, 7.6. Making tonight's winners, couple number two, from Tasmania, George Jackson and Marilyn Gray, 30.8.
Become the 1989 Australian Television Dance Champions and win a chance to compete in the USA or British Ballroom Dancing Championships.
Yeah.
And then my favourite, the jive.
You like the jive?
Oh, I love the jive.
Okay, well, let's start off with the cha-cha-cha.
Nick Del Borello and June Robertson, representing Western Australia, have been dancing together competitively for 7 years. In 1988, they represented Australia against couples from 12 other countries, dancing in China, Hong Kong and Macau. Jason Beeman and Michelle Windsor, representing Queensland, have been dancing together a very short time, only 3 months. They plan to dance at the 1990 British Championships and also hope to dance in Europe and Asia. Sean and Rachel Dunn, representing Victoria, are a brother and sister team. They were the juvenile Victorian champions in the modern, Latin and New Vogue styles. Also a brother and sister partnership are Rotten and Bronwyn Hall. They're representing New South Wales, and being only 16 and 14 years of age makes them one of our youngest couples on That's Dancing. John Van Gastel and Joanne Coulsall from Victoria started competing together in November 1988. They were the highest placed C-grade couple over 3 styles at the 1989 Victorian Championships and recently won the C-grade Latin at the Adelaide Grand Prix.
you're not alone. Some people are born for each other. They love to walk, holding the other one's hand. They always understand. Some people cry, some people don't cry.
The exciting and spectacular Latin American. Well, our judges have now entered their scores into the computer where they will be averaged out. Now, we'll be holding back the scores for the compulsory sections, that's the Latin, the Modern and the New Vogue, till the end of the show, just as a bit of a heart stopper, so you can make your own minds up. But we will be releasing the scores for the cabaret segments, the solo pieces, throughout the night. Well, let's meet our judges this evening. We have 5 judges, as always, 3 of them registered by the Australian Dance Board. Judge number 1, or adjudicator number 1, is an Australian professional modern champion. Ladies and gentlemen, Carol Stevens. Executive Director of Victorian Council of Dancing, Garth Griffith. Latin American and Victorian South Pacific Amateur Champion, Cheryl O'Donoghue. Well-known stage and TV personality, Mr. Kenny James. One of Australia's most respected choreographer directors, ladies and gentlemen, the most beautiful Betty Pounder. Cheryl, if I may ask you a question tonight. Cheryl, you're a professional adjudicator. You've judged competitions for many years. As a professional judge, what will you be looking for in the contestants this evening?
Well, Paul, we like to see something that is technically correct wherever possible, depending on the actual act that they're doing. We also like to see something that is entertaining to the audience and, of course, carrying through the theme that they're trying to portray.
Terrific. Ken James, as an actor representing Western Australia, couple number 1 have chosen some music from the musical movie Grease. Tonight, representing Western Australia, Act 1, Nick Delborello and June Robertson.
Now, this car is automatic. It's systematic. It's hydromatic. Why, it's greased lightning. Greased lightning. We'll get some overhead lifters and 4-barrel quads, oh yeah. Keep talking, won't keep talking. Fuel injection cut up in chrome-plated rods, oh yeah. I'll get the money, I'll get the money. With the 4-speed on the floor, never waiting at the door. You know that ain't no shit. Ever get licensed in greased lightning? Greased lightning, you're burning up the quarter-mile. Greased lightning, go, greased lightning. No greased lightning, you're coasting through the lap drive. Greased lightning, go, greased lightning. You are supreme, the chicks are cream. For greased lightning.
Nick and June. You've had quite a bit of accolade of recent. Actually, last year you were the finalists, or one of the finalists in the West Australia Young Achievers Award.
That's right.
It's pretty good going. Was that for your dancing efforts?
Yep.
What did you do to deserve that?
Well, we went to Britain in '87 and we got second in the ballroom and fourth in the Latin.
Good stuff. Congratulations to you both. You want to go on and be dancers? You know, as you get on. You're still a student, aren't you?
Yeah.
June? You work in menswear.
Stakes menswear.
Yeah. Do you want to do anything in the way of dancing in the future?
Yeah.
Yep. We'll work on it.
Yeah.
Teach one day. Go for it. Let's see what the judges thought of your performance tonight of Greece. We have Nick and June of Western Australia with an 8.4, 7.6, a 7.9, 7.8, a 7.4, making an average score of 7.8 tonight. Good luck. Start the show. Good luck to you. Well, now we go to couple number 2 in our cabaret segment this evening. They're representing Queensland. They're doing a piece of music, Granada. Tonight, would you please welcome Jason Beeman and Michelle Windsor. Jason and Michelle, well done. Good performance there. You've really put a lot of work into your dancing too. You were telling me before, hours and hours of work. I mean, everyone puts a lot of work into it, but every day of the week?
Yeah.
How many hours a day?
2 to 3.
More on the weekends as well?
Definitely.
Great stuff. Now, you've only been dancing not all that long, really. I mean, to get to the standard that you're at. How long have you been dancing, Michelle?
3 years.
3 years. Well, but you've been in there a bit longer there, Jay.
11.
11 years at it. I tell you what, you look great together, and they're great. That's fantastic. The belt looks fantastic too, you know. Let's see what the judges thought of your performance tonight. Jason and Michelle of Queensland. We have an 8, a 7.7, another 8, an 8.2, 7.9, making an average score of 8 tonight. A very good score.
Thank you.
Good luck to you both. Have a great night. Enjoy. All right. Now we go to couple number 3 in the cabaret segments this evening. They're representing Victoria tonight. They're doing a piece they call Contemporary Latin, and contemporary it certainly is. Ladies and gentlemen, Act 3 this evening, Sean and Rachel Dunn.
Saturday night at the corner cafe, I had me some drinks and I'm feeling my way. The moon's on the rise and it looks like a night for romance. Pulling down past the local hotel, doing the rounds and I'm under a spell. It must be the place. Yes, I knew when she asked me to dance. In 100 years from now, they will attempt to tell us how a scientific means to bliss will supersede the human class. A subatomic chain maybe galvanize the brain. We're a biochemical trance with a lemonade from Vance. Whatever should be done, my lover's ancient heart. It goes straight to my heart, straight to my heart. Put your sugar-coated pill, give our lovers time to kill. I think they're working far too much for the redundancy of touch. What will make me yours are a million deadly spores for my lover's ancient heart. It goes straight to my heart, straight to my heart.
You say contemporary Latin, you meant contemporary. That was knockout stuff. Really brilliant. You've both been involved in dance, not just competitive dancing, this style, but you've also been involved in other types. You had ballet training,
Yep, since I was 4.
so almost like 9 years, is it? 9 years?
Yep.
Yeah, 9 years of training.
Yep, and I've done jazz ballet as well.
Would that help the competitive dancing, you think?
Yeah.
Yes,
It
in
would
Latin, I
clash.
think, yeah.
In Latin, especially. What about you, Jason? Sean? That's what I said. I said that.
Yeah,
You've been also doing jazz.
yeah, not for as long, only for about the last 5 years.
and ballroom for about
Being a
last
brother and sister team, I
8.
suppose it overlaps and gives you plenty of time to work.
Yes. Yeah.
Well, that was quite an effort tonight, and
Thank you.
I'm sure the judges will show that in their results. Let's check the scores right now from Victoria. Sean and Rachel, get it right this time, Sean. Here it is. We got the scores, and they're looking good. We start off with an 8.6, an 8, an 8.1, another 8, and would you believe, another 8. That's a great score of 8.1 tonight. Great scores there. Well, of course, all our contestants are competing for great prizes, as well as the Joe Latona Memorial Statuette. Well, I'll tell you a little bit more about the prizes right now.
Yes, and also the tangoette.
Starting off then with the Gypsy Tap.
That's right.
Let's go with the New Vogue. We've talked a lot about footwork, Maureen. What does it mean?
Well, Paul, footwork refers to the part of the foot that's in contact with the floor. Incorrect footwork can cause all sorts of terrible things to happen to the dancer, like loss of balance, bad control, and generally a poor appearance throughout. There have been moves in recent times to make the Australian style of New Vogue more internationally known. Yes, that's correct, Paul. In England, a New Vogue Association has recently been set up, and it's there to promote and help teach this style of dancing right across Europe and other places in the world.
New dances are being continually added to the competitive repertoire of these people.
Yes, we've recently seen the inclusion of 4 new championship dances, the Whiplash Tango, the Tango Terrific, the Carousel and the Militaire.
The New Vogue. Beautiful stuff. Now it's time for our special guest this evening. And we certainly have a lot of them. We've got 16 of them to be exact, because tonight we're doing some formation dancing. Tell us a bit about formation dancing, Maureen.
Well, formation dancing we haven't seen on the program yet, but it's a formation of between 6 to 8 couples. In this case, it's 8 couples, and they're dancing either a Latin routine or a modern routine, which they're doing Latin.
Right.
And they are dancing in a formation, and they can make patterns like stars or circles or lines.
It's like the old Busby Berkeley stuff.
Well, yeah, and it's based on the steps that they usually use in their competitive dancing.
Is it very popular in this country?
Yes, it's gaining popularity in Australia, and it's very big overseas in Europe and especially in Germany.
Sounds good. Let's see what it's all about right now, because may we present the Granada Formation Team.
Sabría si esperando estás por mí, Margarita, te he amado a ti toda la vida, sueño que tú has sido mía, algún día te encontraré.
Mi sombrero me lo quito y me lo pongo.
Alilongo, lilongo, lilongo.
Mi sombrero me lo quito y me lo pongo.
Bamba, bamba, bamba. Yo, la luna, el sol,
suave. Primavera. La espera. Verano. La mano. Otoño. Un retoño. El invierno. Un infierno. Eso es el amor. Sí, señor.
Margarita, yo te sueño cada día. Dime cómo yo sabría si esperando estás por mí. Margarita.
There you have it. The Granada formation team, all 16 of them. Weren't they terrific? Yeah. Great stuff. Well, now we go to another terrific act. This is Act 4 in the cabaret segment of our show. Tonight, they're representing New South Wales with a fantastic piece of music by Shirley Bassey, the lady herself. Ladies and gentlemen, with Big Spender, would you please welcome Robin and Bronwyn Hall?
Hey, big spender, spend a little time with me. The minute you walked in the joint, I could see you were a man of distinction, a real big spender, good looking, so refined. Say, wouldn't you like to know what's going on in my mind? So let me get right to the point. I don't pop my cork for every man I see. Hey, big spender, spend a little time with me. Wouldn't you like to have fun, fun, fun? How's about a few laughs, laughs? I could show you a good time. Let me show you a good time. The minute you walked in the joint, I could see you were a man of distinction, a real big spender, good looking, so refined. Say, wouldn't you like to know what's going on in my mind? So let me get right to the point. I don't pop my cork for every man I see. Hey, big spender. Hey, big spender. Hey, big spender. Spend a little time with me.
Well done, Robin and Bronwyn. Great performance. Now, it's not only a great performance, but quite an effort because 14 years old, 16 years old. It's quite amazing, really. I mean, you're so talented, you people. Really great. Have you been dancing for very long? Obviously not too long, but...
We've been dancing together for only about 3 years, but all up 8 years.
Because you're a brother and sister team. And how long, what age did you start dancing at?
About 4, I started ballet.
Started with ballet?
Yeah.
And then into ballroom?
Into ballroom at 6.
Ballroom at 6. They start them young, don't they? Now, also, you've just gone into the amateurs, haven't you? You've just finished with the junior. Is that right?
Yep.
Get this right, because there's actually, before there's the juveniles as well, isn't there? And what age is that up to?
That's from under 13, and from 13 to 16 years of age, it's junior. From 16 above, you've got your senior.
So you're just in there?
Yeah.
Bit daunting, is it, seeing all the people? I suppose it covers a lot more people there too in that area. Well, good luck to you. Great tonight.
Thank you.
And we'll check the scores now on the computer. So here we are, Robin and Bronwyn Hall of New South Wales. We have an 8.2, a 7.6, another 7.6, another 7.6, and a 7.3, making an average score of 7.7 this evening. Thank you. Good score. They certainly start younger. 14 and 16. Great effort. All right, now we go to couple number 5, the final couple in our cabaret segments this evening. They're representing Victoria. They're doing a quite amazing piece here tonight by The Damned. Ladies and gentlemen, John Van Gastel and Joanne Kussel. John, tremendous stuff. Quite amazing, really. The spins, the lips, the works you had in there tonight. Now, you've got quite involved backgrounds, or quite intriguing backgrounds, especially you, Joanne, because you used to be a model.
Yes.
3 years of modelling.
Yes.
But now you're in quite a different field altogether.
Yes.
What's that?
Rehabilitation.
Rehabilitation with young kids, yeah. What, kids out of jail, or was it street kids? How?
Well, they've been either kicked out of home, or they've left home early. And they've gone into prison, and I've sort of got to find them jobs because no one really wants to know them.
Really? Yeah. Do you enjoy it? Is it rewarding?
Yeah, I love it.
Yeah.
It's great.
Jono, what do you do?
What do I do? I'm a teacher at high school. I teach a subject called performing arts.
What does that cover? Is it just acting, or is it?
It's drama and dance and theatre production and lighting.
So it's basically things. Showbiz. Yeah.
Exactly.
Well, good luck to you tonight. And
Thank
as
you.
I said, quite extravagant, quite terrific little piece you had there, that's for sure. So let's check out the score on the computer right now. For John and Joanne, we have an 8, a 7.7, an 8.1, a 7.8, and an 8.5. What about that one? That's an average score of 8 tonight. That's great. Good luck to you. Thanks for being with us. Well, this is the time of the night that we update the scores in the cabaret section. So this is the scores as they go. For Nick and June of Western Australia, we have 7.8. For Jason and Michelle of Queensland, 8. For Sean and Rachel of Victoria, 8.1. For Robin and Bronwyn of New South Wales, 7.7. And for John and Joanne of Victoria, 8. Well, now it's time for our next competitive dance section, which is the modern. Now, Maureen, since our show went to air, there's been quite a surge in people taking up this as a sport.
That's
not only
correct.
as a competitive sport, but also as a social dancing.
That's right.
You've noticed yourself at your Rio Dance Studios that there's
Yes.
been people turning up the door.
Oh, it's been so busy. There's
Yeah.
people ringing up all the time. So that's good because it means a lot of people are getting interested in the sport.
Mm.
And it's something that people of all ages can do.
It's happening right around the country
It's
too.
terrific.
Yeah. Now, this is the modern. We
Yes.
have 3 dances in the modern. They
Yes.
are the Viennese Waltz,
Yes.
the Foxtrot and the Quick Step. So we kick it off tonight with the Viennese Waltz. Well, Maureen, this is the Waltz Elegance.
It's very elegant, isn't it?
Beautiful.
The Viennese Waltz is actually the oldest of the ballroom dances. It goes back to the days of Strauss and in Vienna, and
Well, the English teachers have standardised the modern techniques in the 1930s.
that's
haven't they?
correct, yes.
Maureen, you were speaking before about body flight. What does that mean?
Well, body flight shows the dancer's ability to elevate their body and produce a look of lightness and fluidity. Yeah, it's a good word. And this is what makes the dancers look light as feathers as they're gliding across the floor.
And in fact, that was the last of our competitive dance categories for this evening. We've nearly done it again. We've nearly come to the end of the show. But we still have one very important thing to do, and that is the scoring tonight. Before we do release the scores to you, we always like to recap the couples just to refresh your memories. So here are the couples that appeared this evening. Couple number 1, representing Western Australia, Nick Delbarello and June Robertson. Couple number 2, representing Queensland, Jason Beeman and Michelle Windsor. Couple number 3, representing Victoria, Sean and Rachel Dunn. Couple number 4, representing New South Wales, Robin and Bronwyn Hall. And finally, couple number 5, representing Victoria, John Van Gestel and Joanne Coulsell. There they are. Here are the scores. Now, we've already scored the cabaret section tonight, so now our first one up is the Latin. So here how the Latin scoreboard stands. Couple number 1, Nick and June of Western Australia, 8.5. Couple number 2, Jason and Michelle of Queensland, 8. Couple number 3 of Victoria, Sean and Rachel, 7.9. Couple number 4 of New South Wales, Robin and Bronwyn, 7.7. And from Victoria, John and Joanne, also 7.7. So now we've got the scores for the New Vogue category.
Yes. And Nick and June from Western Australia, 8.4. Jason and Michelle from Queensland, 8. Sean and Rachel from Victoria, 7.8. Robin and Bronwyn from New South Wales, 7.6. And John and Joanne from Victoria, 7.8.
All right. Well, this is how the scoreboard stands with one section to go. This is the total scoreboard with one section to go. Couple number 1 from Western Australia, Nick and June, 24.7. Couple number 2 from Queensland, Jason and Michelle, 24 points. Couple number 3 from Victoria, Sean and Rachel, 23.8 points. Couple number 4 from New South Wales, Robin and Bronwyn, with 22.9 points. And couple number 5 from Victoria, John and Joanne, with 23.5 points. It's all there. Very close once again. So we have one final category to go, which will decide who will be tonight's heat winner of That's Dancing. And that is in the modern category. Couple number 1, representing Western Australia, Nick and June, 8.6. Couple number 2, representing Queensland, Jason and Michelle, 8.3. Couple number 3 from Victoria, Sean and Rachel, 7.9. Couple number 4, representing New South Wales, Robin and Bronwyn, 7.7. And couple number 5 from Victoria, John and Joanne with 7.8, making our winners this evening. Couple number 1, Nick Delbarello and June Robertson, Western Australia, 33.3 points. Great performances from our winners this evening, and of course, very, very great performances all round tonight. What about it for the dancers tonight? And once again, a special thank you to our 5 judges. The brilliant performances from then to the night as well. The judges, ladies and gentlemen. Cool guest audience tonight. Terrific crowd we've got here. We've got lots of fun happening tonight. Once again, we've got 5 amateur couples dancing on the floor here, and they're going to hopefully win tonight's heat, go on to one of the 2 semi-finals, then ultimately into the grand final, picking up tremendous prizes along the way and having a lot of fun at the same time. We have judges. We'll be meeting them very shortly. But first of all, and very importantly, our special guests tonight. Very, very pleased to announce our special guests coming back to the show again, the world champions, Jason Gilkyson and Peter Roby. Yeah, look forward to it. But now, my co-host for this evening, the lovely Maureen DeLacy. How you doing, Maureen?
Oh, great, thanks.
Great people again tonight.
Another exciting show coming up.
5 tremendous couples.
Yes.
Very, very talented indeed. Once again, we have 4 sections in the show tonight, 4 categories of dancing.
That's right. We've got our 3 compulsory, the Latin, the modern and the New Vogue, plus a very special cabaret section.
Cabaret section, where they get to do whatever they like, music,
Yes.
costumes.
You like that bit the
I love
best.
it. Yeah, we've had some great stuff, haven't we?
Terrific.
Really good. Now, somebody was asking me before the show, are the competitors seeded like in the tennis, or do they have a ranking system?
Yeah, similar. The couples are in grades, right? Amateur grades from E grade to A grade being the highest.
Yeah.
And they have to dance their way up through the grades by winning competitions.
So it's sort of like the tennis seeding.
Similar, yeah.
Well, let's get into our first category this evening, which is the Latin American.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
What dances do we have in the Latin
We've got cha-cha-cha,
Cha-cha-cha.
samba and jive.
Let's kick it off with the cha-cha-cha.
Jeff Nunn and Maria Norris are representing New South Wales. They've been dancing together 12 months and were placed finalists in the 1988 South Pacific C-Grade Modern and New Vogue styles. Representing Victoria are Gary and Debbie Campbell. They are currently the South Pacific Amateur Exhibition Champions and have been dancing together for 5 years. Chris and Rodney Clark, representing Queensland, have been competing together for 5 years. They were finalists at the Queensland Championships and have represented Queensland at various interstate competitions. Francis and Graham Rousset from Western Australia have been representatives for Australia in the 1987 World Formation Championships. They made it to the semi-finals of the 1988 Australian Modern and Latin Amateur Championships also. Darren and Denise Bowles have danced together for 10 years and are representing Victoria. A brother and sister partnership, they are the current 1989 Victorian Junior Modern and Latin champions.
Any longer, come on, shake your body, baby, do that conga. No, you can't control yourself any longer. Everybody, gather round now. Let your body feel the heat. Don't you worry if you can't dance. Let the music move your feet. The rhythm of the island, and that sugar cane so sweet. Don't you fight it, you try to do that conga. Come on, shake your body, baby, do that conga. No, you can't control yourself any longer. Feel the rhythm of the music getting stronger. Don't you fight it, you try to do that conga beat. conga.
The Latin American. Quite spectacular. Great costumes. Our contestants put heaps of time and effort and work and money into their costumes, and I suppose the judges will be looking at that. In fact, our judges right now are entering their scores into the computer. Each judge will score up to a possible 10 points. We hold back the scores for the three compulsory sections, that being the Latin American, the Modern and the New Vogue, but we will be scoring as we go along for the cabaret sections of our show tonight. Well, why don't we meet the judges this evening? Our first judge is an Australian professional modern champion. Please welcome Carol Stevens, Executive Director of Victorian Council of Dancing. Ladies and gentlemen, Garth Griffith. Latin American and Victorian South Pacific Amateur Champion, Cheryl O'Donoghue. Very well-known stage and screen personality, just finished touring with the musical Nonsense. Ladies and gentlemen, the beautiful Betty Bobbitt. Well-known Australian actor, currently appearing on The Power and the Passion. Ladies and gentlemen, Ian Rawlings. Garth, if I may ask you a question as a professional adjudicator, what will you be looking in tonight's performers? What will you be looking for?
Yes, Paul, I'll be looking for musical interpretation, technique, togetherness and dancing.
Great stuff. Betty Bobbitt, you've had a very, very busy schedule, you were telling me before, and also great things happening in the way of a musical.
Yes, I've just finished writing a musical with Geoffrey O'Connell. We're hoping that next year might be the big year for that.
Well, thanks to all our judges tonight. Good luck with your scoring. Okay, well now it's time for the first in our cabaret sections tonight. All our couples this evening competing are hoping to win tonight's prize of that fabulous trip to Tasmania, but also ultimately win the grand final prize, which gives them a choice of either competing in the US Dance Open Championships or the British Open Dance Championships. So let's go with couple number one in the cabaret section tonight. They're representing New South Wales with the song Those Were the Days, My Friend. Ladies and gentlemen, Jeff Nunn and Maria Norris. Well done, Jeff and Maria.
Thank you, Paul.
Great performance there. Those were the days, my friends. As I was hearing the music, it reminded me of the first record I ever bought.
Oh, yes.
Those were the days, my
right,
friend.
great.
Hey Jude and the Now Pops. It's dating me a bit. This was 1975. Now,
Didn't hear that.
didn't hear that, no. Jeff, you started off as a competitive tennis player, you were telling me.
That's correct, Paul. Yes, I played tennis for 12 years competitively in Sydney, on the northern suburbs. And then I came across dancing. I went along to Marrickville Town Hall and I saw these wonderful dancers, the men in their tails.
You got the bug?
I got the bug. And I gave up tennis and started
There you are.
dancing. Yes.
There you are. Maria, you're, let me get this right, an optometrist.
That's correct.
I was going to say an optimist, but probably an optimistic optometrist. Yeah, optometrist. You got into dancing to meet people.
Yes, something like that. After I left university, I found myself with a lot more time and the opportunity to sort of fill it up with a bit of get fit.
Get fit, meet friends and have a good time.
That's right.
That's what it's all about.
Exactly.
Well, I hope the judges had a good time. We're going to find that out right now when we
Fine.
check the scores for you. For Jeff and Maria, we have a 7, a 7.2, a 7.1, 7.3, a 7.8. That makes an average score of 7.3 tonight.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Nice to talk to you. Oh, yes. Now, couple number 2 this evening in our cabaret segment. We're doing a routine to a beautiful piece of music from the musical Cats tonight. Memories. Fantastic song, a great hit worldwide. Ladies and gentlemen, representing Victoria tonight, would you please welcome Gary and Debbie Campbell.
In the lamplight
Terrific routine, terrific music. Isn't that fantastic? Elaine Page, what a voice.
Thank you.
Fantastic. Did you like Cats? Did you ever get to see it?
Yes.
Great show too. The Lift. What about that? It's still, it was brilliant. Really great stuff. Now, actually, you've been married now for 15 months.
Yes.
Yep.
15 months. Did you meet through dancing?
Yes, I did. When I started off, Debbie was my teacher.
She was your teacher, you're the student. Oh, it's very dirty dancing, isn't it? Good way to meet someone, huh? I suppose a lot of people meet through dancing and get married.
Oh, they do. It's very social.
Very social.
It's great.
Well, good luck tonight, and as I said, a beautiful routine. Let's check out and see what the judges thought of your scores tonight. Gary and Debbie of Victoria, we have an 8.7, 8.2, a 7.7, 8.2, an 8.5, making a score of 8.3 tonight. That was terrific. Yes, a beautiful routine, great music. Now, couple number 3 this evening in our cabaret section is a representative of Queensland tonight, our couple. They're doing the Peter Gunn theme. This is the Art of Noise version. One of the best, I think, too. Ladies and gentlemen, would you please welcome Rodney and Chris Clark. Rodney and Chris, nice routine there. The old Peter Gunn theme. You're also a married couple.
That's right.
Yeah, that's great. Did you meet through dancing as well?
Yes, we did.
You did? You've been dancing longer than you've been married, though.
That's right, yes.
So 6 years in the dancing?
That's right.
How long have you been married?
2 years.
2 years?
Yes.
Yes. Now, you are a sprinkler fitter.
That's right.
It's not sprinklers as in the lawn sprinkler.
It's fire protection.
Or fire, as in the roof sprinkler.
That's right, yes.
Cosmetics?
That's right. David Jones.
David Jones?
Yeah.
Good luck tonight.
Thank
Once
you.
again.
Thank you
I
very
love
much.
that piece of music, so let's check that. The judges did as well.
Thank you.
Rodney and Chris Clark of Queensland. We have a 7.7, 7.5, another 7.5, a 7.2, a 7.7, making an average score of 7.5 this evening. Well done.
Thank you very much.
Good luck. Right. Well, this is the time of the night that we tell you all about the prizes. We've got some great prizes, and here they are. The new Vogue.
Yes, that's
New
great.
Vogue. Great costumes in this, aren't they?
Oh, fantastic.
Feathers,
Lots of rhinestones.
lots of rhinestones.
Lots of glamour.
Yeah, there must be quite an expense involved in these sort of costumes.
Well, of course, there is cost involved with dancing, but lessons on a social dancing basis or a competitive basis are no more expensive and quite comparable to any sport.
Competitive sport, I suppose, like tennis coaching and
that's correct.
all that sort of stuff.
Yeah, karate, whatever.
Making the costumes too, they get a lot of fun out of it, I suppose.
Oh, it's good fun, and it lets them express the colours that they want to wear and the styles. And of course, the girls can be as elaborate as they want, which of course this adds to the expense. The more rhinestones, the more feathers, it costs more. Or they can go simple.
Yeah, that's
Just
true.
Whatever they like.
And also, I've noticed it's a real family affair in a lot of the
Yeah,
competitors.
usually the partners
Mums
are
into
gluing
it.
on rhinestones.
Yeah, and they're helping each
trimming
other
feathers.
out too, which is a great thing, aren't
Yes.
they? It's a real competitive sport. All right, so the new Vogue?
Yes.
Beautiful.
First dance
Yep.
is the Palmer Waltz.
Palmer Waltz. So here we go with the beautiful Palmer Waltz. Well, this is the Palmer Waltz. How important is arm styling?
It's very important because the arm styling is actually the finished appearance of the couple. It's very important that both the male and the female dancer match their arm styling and their head styling so they complement each other.
And the hands too. I noticed the hands, isn't
It has to, the line has to go right through to the fingertips.
Maureen, what would the judges be looking for with the charade?
Well, many different aspects. They're looking for correct footwork, foot positions, foot placement's important, musicality, and of course teamwork between the couple, which means that one of the dancers doesn't overdance the other. They both dance to complement.
They've got to look even.
Yeah, and work as a team.
Australian Championships are coming up. Went in December.
In December, yes.
It's going to be very exciting. They get huge crowds, don't they?
Oh, it's an incredible event. Like 7,000 people come along to the Australian Championships, and the atmosphere is absolutely electric.
Yeah,
it's great.
Like a lot of fun.
Let's do the tango. 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 Let's do the tango.
The new vote. Beautiful stuff. Well, now we go to Act 4 in the cabaret section this evening, and they're from West Australia, our next couple. They're doing a piece of music from the late, great Marilyn Monroe. My Heart Belongs to Daddy. Ladies and gentlemen, would you please welcome Graham and Frances Rousset.
My name is Lolita, and I'm not supposed to play with boys while tearing off a game of golf. I may make a play for the caddy, but when I do, I don't follow through, 'cause my heart belongs to Daddy. If I invite a boy some night to dine on my fine Phil and Hattie, I just adore his asking for more, but my heart belongs to Daddy. Yes, my heart belongs to Daddy. So I simply couldn't be bad. Yes, my heart belongs to Daddy. Dad, 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 dad. So I want to warn you, laddie, though I know that you're perfectly swell, that my heart belongs to Daddy, 'cause my Daddy, he treats it so. Ba-da-ba-da-ba-da-ba-da-ba-da-dee-da. Ba-da-dee-da, ba-dee-da, ba-da-dee-da-dee-da. So I want to warn you, laddie, though I know you're perfectly swell, that my heart belongs to my Daddy. 'Cause Daddy, my Daddy, my little old Daddy, he treats it so. That little old man, he just treats it so good.
Great performance there. Graham Franks. Beautiful stuff. That was great. The lifts, really great. I love the lifts. I reckon they're great. And do you get dizzy when you spun around like that?
Sometimes, yes.
Sometimes. You've got to compose yourself. You walk around like that.
I have to try and spot.
Pick a spot and look at it.
Spotlights make you dizzy too.
Yeah, I bet.
Come out of it, don't know where you are.
Well, you're right into the arts. I mean, arts is not only the performing arts, but also art.
That's right, fine art.
Now, you were the art teacher.
That's right.
And you're the art student.
I'm in my last year of art teaching at Curtin Uni in WA. Frances is in her first year of teaching at Applecross High.
Great stuff. So what sort of art do you do?
Well, we both majored in printmaking.
Mm-hmm. Do you have much time to spend on dancing?
We try to practice every night, about 2 or 3 hours.
Not much time for much else.
It's a bit hard.
Studying and the dancing
That's
and
right.
competitions on the weekends or whatever. Well, good luck tonight. We'll see what the judges thought of your performance. This evening, Graham and Frances Rousset of Western Australia, we have an 8. We have an 8.4. 8.3. You ready for this? 8.8. At 8.5, making an average score of 8.4 this evening, and a very good one, too. My heart belongs to Daddy. Yes, indeed. All right, now we go to couple number 5, our final couple in the cabaret section this evening. They're representing Victoria. They're doing a piece they call Latin Sambas. This is going to be good. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Darren and Denise Bonds.
It's hard for me to step my heart. Love never knows when the time is right. I don't want to hurt anybody, but can't help loving you. I never felt like this before. I know this is special, we're waiting for. Let life take its course, that's the only thing for us to do. We've got time, we'll be back, there's no rush. Could be a better day for us. Hang on, and I will wait for you. Our love will always stay as good as new. Time and tide, nothing and no one can stop us now. For better, for worse, this time I'm sure it's gonna last. How can I stop my heart? Love never knows when the time is right. Don't want to hurt anybody. Don't want to make them cry. Don't want to make them cry. You will see my Love is contagious. We are part of the chain.
Well done. Darren and Denise. That was a great performance there.
Thanks.
You've had quite a few good performances lately too, haven't you? Because you're the current Victorian junior champions. Is that right? And what
That's right.
styles in Latin American?
And modern.
And modern too. That's not bad, is it? 2 champions in both styles. That's great. Actually, a lot of people don't realise at home that to do this kind of a show where we're sort of incorporating the 4 styles is quite difficult, really, isn't it? Because you're not only doing your cabaret section, you're doing the other 3 compulsory styles as well. How old are you?
I'm 14.
14, Darren?
And I'm 16.
14, 16, brother and sister to you?
That's right.
You've just, not that long out from England, really.
2 years.
About 2 years, yeah.
2 years. Did you do much dancing in England?
Yeah, heck of a lot.
Is it popular over there with kids?
Not so much as it is here, because we've got debutante balls here and everything.
So debutante balls really sort of encourage people to do dancing?
Yeah.
So you like it here?
Yes.
Yeah, it's great.
Great performance tonight too. Let's see what the judges thought of it. So Darren and Denise Bowles of Victoria, we have a 7.9, we have an 8, an 8.2, 7.3 and a 7.7, making an average score of 7.8 this evening. Congratulations. Good on you guys. Good luck to them. All right, well, this is the time of the night once again where we update the scores in the cabaret section. Update all the scores. So here we go. Couple number 1 from New South Wales, Jeff and Maria, 7.3. Couple number 2, also, from Victoria, this one, Gary and Debbie on 8.3. From Queensland, Rodney and Chris, 7.5. From West Australia, Graham and Francis, 8.4. And from Victoria, Darren and Denise, 7.8. Well, it's now our pleasure to welcome back to That's Dancing, the world champions.
Jason and Peter are the undisputed world Latin American champions.
They are fantastic.
Terrific.
Are they not? It's great to have them back on the show tonight. Tonight presenting the Paso Doble, would you please welcome Jason Gilkison and Peter Roby. Actually, a lot of people have been asking, we've had lots of mail, lots of phone calls about people wanting to see Jason and Peter.
That's right. Well, Jason and Peter are appearing as very special guest floor show at the Australian Championships, which are held in Melbourne later on this year in December.
I'm told tickets are limited too.
Yes, so if they pop along, they'll be able to see them.
Get in there now if you can. Yeah. All right, we've got our next compulsory section tonight, which is the modern, based on modern techniques,
that's
learning.
correct, yes. And the modern's the more internationally known style of dancing. It's danced in 32 countries all around the world.
Russia too, I believe.
Well, just recently, Russia had a couple enter into the British Open Dance Festival Championships, and they did very well. They made it right up to the third round, got a lot of publicity, and...
It's great for dance, isn't it?
Yeah, well, everybody's getting involved.
Now, what are the dances that we have in the modern tonight, Maureen?
Well, we've got the waltz, the foxtrot, and also the quick step.
So we start off with...
The waltz.
The waltz. Maureen, you mentioned that choreography and structure of routines is very important.
Yes, it is, Paul, and particularly in the waltz that we're seeing now, the couples have a lot of opportunity to show this with their picture lines, such as oversways, hinge lines, développés, and this shows the couple's ability to make shapes with their bodies.
I like développé.
It's a French word.
The dancers say that foxtrot is the most challenging of the modern style. Why is that, Maureen?
Well, you know, they spend hours and hours practicing to develop a quality of movement, particularly in this dance. Unfortunately, the dancers are never perfect, because no dancer is perfect, but they do strive to get as close as they can to perfection.
How important is floor craft?
Well, it's definitely a skill needed for the quick step, as you can see. The man's ability to lead his partner around the floor, avoiding collisions which could cause them to be marked down. So the man
judges are looking for this.
Yeah, well, they're watching out to make sure that the man can lead the woman around the floor as successfully as possible.
modern.
Yes.
That's our final dance category for this evening. Another night's gone very quickly.
Goes too fast.
Sure does. Well, now this is the time of the night that our competitors have been waiting for, because we're just about to announce the scores to you. Before we do this, we like to recap the couples just to remind you of their performances this evening. Couple number 1, representing New South Wales, Jeff Nunn and Maria Norris. Couple number 2, representing Victoria, Gary and Debbie Campbell. Couple number 3, representing Queensland, Rodney and Chris Clark. Couple number 4, representing Western Australia, Graham and Francis Rousset. And couple number 5, representing Victoria, Darren and Denise Bowles. Very popular. Okay, so now we go to our first category this evening, which is the Latin American, and these are the scores as they stand. Couple number 1, Jeff and Maria of New South Wales, 7.6. Couple number 2, Gary and Debbie of Victoria, 7.4. Couple number 3, Rodney and Chris of Queensland, 7.6. Couple number 4, Graham and Francis of Western Australia, 8.2. And couple number 5, Darren and Denise of Victoria, 7.8. Yeah. So now the next one is the New Vogue category. And the scores for the New Vogue are?
New Vogue scores are, from New South Wales, Jeff and Maria, 7.7. Gary and Debbie from Victoria, 7.8. Rodney and Chris from Queensland, 7.8. Graham and Francis from Western Australia, 8.2. And Darren and Denise from Victoria, 8.1.
Good score there. All right, well, this is how the scoreboard stands with one section to go. Couple number 1, Jeff and Maria of New South Wales, 22.6. Couple number 2, Gary and Debbie of Victoria, 23.5. Couple number 3, Rodney and Chris of Queensland, 22.8. Couple number 4, Graham and Francis of Western Australia, 24.8. And couple number 5, Darren and Denise of Victoria, 23.7. 222s, 223s, and 24s. Still close there, very close. The last section, which of course is the modern, and this is going to find out who will be tonight's heat winner and go on into the semi-finals. In the modern section for this evening, the scores are couple number 1 from New South Wales, Jeff and Maria, 7.7. Couple number 2 from Victoria, Gary and Debbie, 7.8. Couple number 3 from Queensland, Rodney and Chris, 7.7. Couple number 4 from Western Australia, Graham and Francis, 8.2. Couple number 5 from Victoria, Darren and Denise, 7.9. Making our winners this evening from Western Australia, Graham and Francis, 32.9 points.
And tonight, featuring amateur couples from around Australia, battling it out on the dance floor to see who will become the 1989 Australian Television Dance Champions and win a chance to compete in the USA or British Ballroom Dancing Champions.
In the modern tonight, so the first one is the quick step. Quick step. Let's take it away with the quick step.
Representing Queensland are Stephen Galdona and Diane College. They've won various titles with other partners and after being together only 4 weeks, made the finals at the B-grade New Vogue Bicentennial Championships. Stephen Fairweather and Anita Lilly are representing Victoria. In the past, they've been consistently placed as finalists in many major championships, including the Victorian, Australian, Southern Cross and Bicentennial Championships. Andrew Sendall and Tanya Strellan are representing Victoria. Andrew, an accountant, has been dancing only 18 months. Tanya, a student, started dancing at the age of 6. Craig Wilson and Julie Cochrane, dancing for New South Wales, have collected many championship titles in their 18-month partnership. Their achievements include being the 1988 Australian Amateur New Vogue Champions and are the current New South Wales Amateur Modern Champions.
it important, Maureen, that the couples keep coming up with new ideas and routines?
Yes, very important actually. A couple with more intricate choreography will impress the judges more so than simple routines, but they have to remember that they have to keep and maintain the character and mood of each dance.
Even though they make it look effortless, these people, it does take quite a lot of stamina, doesn't it?
That's right. The couple spend hours and hours practicing, not just to rehearse their routines, but also to get their fitness level up.
Well, that was the modern. It's the first of our compulsory dance categories for this evening. Now, our judges are entering their scores into the computer right now. We won't release the scores to you as we go. We hold back the scores for the Australian Dance Board. Judge number one this evening is one of Australia's leading coaches and choreographers, international lecturer and demonstrator, ladies and gentlemen, from New South Wales, Adele Highland. Undefeated, junior, amateur and professional champion, ladies and gentlemen, Bert Lamb. Victorian and Australasian Latin champion, Deborah Woolley. Two of Australia's most loved and respected and talented television and stage performers, ladies and gentlemen, Maury Fields and Val Gillette. Val, if I may ask you a question, remember all the cabaret sections throughout the night have chosen their own music, their own costumes, and couple number one have done exactly that. They're doing a piece called The Entertainer. They're going to entertain you tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, from Queensland this evening, Stephen Galdona and Diane College.
tried to see that you seduce every man. This time you won't seduce me. Just saying that's okay. Hey, baby, do as you please. I have the stuff that you want. I am the thing that you need. She looked me deep in the eyes. She touching me so to start. She said there's no turning back. She got me in the dirty Diana. No, dirty Diana. No, dirty Diana. No, dirty Diana. Love me.
Well done, Stephen and Diana.
Thank you.
Finishing with Chanson d'amour. Beautiful. Now, how long have you two been dancing as a team?
Around about 12 months now.
Only 12 months?
Yes, 12 months.
That's not very long. Teams tend to go for quite a long time.
Yes,
don't they?
as usual.
Yeah. Now, Stephen, how did you get started in dance?
Well, my sister went to learn dancing, and my mother dragged me along. And I thought I'd rather be out playing basketball or soccer.
Yeah.
But then I started to enjoy it, and I just took it up as a sport.
And here you are.
Yes, here I am.
I first learnt to dance at a friend's home, and they took me along to a social class.
They taught you in the lounge room first.
Oh, yes. And then we went along to the social class, and I sort of stood in the background, and my sister took it up, but I kept in the background for about 6 months, and then I thought, hey, I can do that.
Can do that, yeah.
Yeah, so...
It's a great sport for people, really.
Sure
isn't it?
is.
I mean, it's a good way to meet people. It's not that hard to get into, either.
No, anyone of any age can...
That's true. Well, let's see what the judges thought of your performance tonight. So let's check the computer right now. Stephen and Diane from Queensland. We have a 7.5, a 7.6, a 7.6, a 7.7, and a 7.3, making an average score of 7.5 this evening.
Thank you.
All right, now we go to Victoria, from Queensland to Victoria tonight for Act 2 this evening. They're presenting a couple of pieces of music, one Fiesta del Torres, got to have the hand when you say that, and of course, Till I Loved You. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Stephen Fairweather and Anita Lilly.
Nothing lived, nothing grew till I loved you. Every sky, ever gray, never blue. You're my friend, good friend, and sometimes
Great finish there, Stephen and Anita. Terrific. Stephen, you're right into sport. I mean, you're not only into ballroom dancing, but also golf and footy.
Anything that's going.
Anything that's going. Horse riding.
When it comes around, when you got
Pretty
time.
active guy. Anita, where do you practice this sort of stuff? I mean, it must be very difficult to get a room big enough. Do you have to go to the studio to practice?
Yeah, we have to go to the studio because we can't practice at home. He lives over the other side of the city.
So there's a fair bit of travelling involved. Is the studio in the middle, or do you...
Yeah, studio's in the middle.
Just as well. It's a shame because you cover so much ground there in your routine. It was right across the floor. It was great. Yeah. Great stuff. Well, let's hope the judges enjoyed it as much as we did. So let's check the scores on the computer right now. Stephen Fairweather and Anita Lilly of Victoria. We have a 7.6, 7.6, a 7.5, a 7.9, an 8.1, making an average score of 7.7 this evening. And as they say, now for something completely different.
Difference, right?
Our special guest tonight.
That's correct. Acrobatic rock and roll is very big in Europe and particularly in Italy, where they dance it competitively.
This is different than normal rock and roll.
Different to the jive.
Acrobatic rock and roll.
Yeah, they lift the girl up and throw her around. It's quite exciting.
Great.
Tonight we've got two very special guests.
From your Rio Dance Studios?
That's correct. Fabian Gary and my sister Jenny DeLacy dancing Tutti Frutti.
The Dancing DeLacy's, yeah. Well, let's take it away with Tutti Frutti.
She brought to the west, but she's the gal that I love best. To the fruit, oh Rudy, to the fruit, oh Rudy, to the fruit, oh Rudy, to the fruit, oh Rudy. Oh, bum 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 bum, got a gal named Daisy. She almost drives me crazy. I got a gal named Daisy. She almost drives me crazy. She knows how to love me, yes indeed. Boy, you don't know what you're doing to me. Tutti Frutti, oh Rudy. Tutti Frutti, woo. Tutti Frutti, oh Rudy. Tutti Frutti, oh Rudy. Tutti Frutti, oh Rudy. Oh, wop, bum, doo, bop, lop, bum, bum. Got a gal named Daisy. She almost drives me crazy. I got a gal named Daisy. She almost drives me crazy. She knows how to love me, yes indeed. Boy, you don't know what you're doing to me. Tutti Frutti, oh Rudy. Tutti Frutti, woo. Tutti Frutti, oh Rudy. Tutti Frutti, oh Rudy. Tutti Frutti, oh Rudy. Oh, wop, bam, loo, mop, bam, bam, boom.
You can teach me that. You can teach me that. No, we'll have to do some work on it.
Bit more practice.
Right, rock and roll. Thanks to the
Terrific.
people from the Rio Dance Studio. Beautiful. Well, our next compulsory dance section is the
Nouveau. Yes.
We have three dances tonight.
That's right. The Tangoette, Barclay Blues and Twilight Waltz.
Let's kick it off with the Tangoette. The first dance is the Tangoette, which is dance to the tango music.
That's correct. It's characterised by its strong level steps, staccato head and arm actions, and these different aspects give the dance its dramatic look.
I've heard New Vogue known as a sequence dance. There's not much difference, is there?
Well, that's correct. New Vogue is sequence dancing, which means it's a fixed routine, never alters.
Right.
The English old time is also known as sequence dancing, and you can also have modern and Latin sequence dancing too.
Twilight Waltz, this is a difficult dance.
Yeah, it's one of the more intricate of the waltzes. The second half of the routine where the couples break apart, this shows their control because it's known as the slow section.
You need to be good with balance for this.
You've got to be very good with balance, yeah, whilst they're doing all the slow foot actions.
Well, that was the New Vogue. Now, all our competitors tonight will not only receive, well, the winners will not only receive the Joe Latona Memorial Statuette, but also the tremendous prizes, one of them being the trip to Tasmania. But we'll give you a few more details about it.
Never know how much I love you. Never know how much I care. When you put your arms around me, I get a fever that's so hard to bear. You give me fever. When you kiss me, fever when you hold me tight. Fever in the morning, fever all through the night. Sun lights up the daytime, moon lights up the night. I light up when you call my name, and you know I'm gonna treat you right. You give me fever when you kiss me, fever when you hold me tight. Fever in the morning, fever all through the night. Everybody's got the fever, that is some. when kisses fever with a flame use. Fever, sizzle, what a lovely way to burn. What a lovely way to burn. What a lovely way to burn. What a lovely way to burn.
Tanya and Andrew, Fever. Yes. You've only been together for 18 months?
Yes, that's
18
right.
months together. And how did you start off dancing? You started off playing cricket originally.
Yes, that's right.
How did that lead into dance?
The cricket season finished and I was looking for something interesting and exciting to do.
Well, cricket's over. Here I am. What am I going to do next?
Marvellous.
Became winter and then you thought dancing will warm you up. And it did.
Very true.
Tanya, what about you? How did you get into it?
Well, I've been dancing ever since I was really small, about 4.
What, you started off doing this type of dance? Or were you...
No, I started off doing jazz. I went through modern, contemporary. Eventually I came to ballroom.
Yeah, that's great. Well, good luck tonight. We'll see what the judges thought of Fever this evening from Victoria. Andrew and Tanya, we had a 7.1, we have a 7.2, 7.2, a 7.5, 7.2, making an average score of 7.2 this evening. Good luck. Thanks for being with us. Well, now we've got couple number 4 in the cabaret section this evening. They're representing New South Wales. From the music of a terrific movie, Victor Victoria. Ladies and gentlemen, Crazy World, here they are, Craig Wilson and Julie Cochrane. start, like a tear at the end there. That's a bit of a shock. Good stuff, Craig. You're a plumber.
That's right, yeah, I work for my father.
So it's a family business with you?
Yeah, that's right.
Plumbing in the day, dancing
at the night. Yeah, a bit of a mixture.
Julie, you work for American Express.
Yeah, that's correct.
Don't leave home with that one.
That's our line.
That's your line. And dancing is your game. And how long have you been dancing together?
Only 18 months.
Yeah.
18 months together. How long have you been dancing all up?
About 6 years.
6 years?
Yeah.
13 years for me.
13 years for you?
Yeah.
Glad you enjoy it?
Yeah.
You must have a great time.
It's terrific, yeah. Keeps us fit.
No doubt. Well, let's see what the judges thought of your performance tonight. Let's check the scores on the computer for Craig and Julie of New South Wales. We have an 8, a 7.9, an 8.1, an 8.3, 8.3, making an average score of 8.1 tonight. Great score. Thank you. Thank you very much. Well, that was the final couple in the cabaret section for this evening. Those of you who have seen That's Dancing before will have noticed that we normally have 5 couples dancing and competing to win the prizes. But tonight we only have 4. There is a fairly sad reason for that, because one of our couples this evening, this week, as they were rehearsing and preparing to be on the show, had a bit of a tumble. And unfortunately, Stuart Palmer, one of the members of the team, did his knee. And the kneecap is not looking too good. But tonight, it's not all that bad, because Stuart and Jennifer are in the audience with us tonight. Stuart Palmer and Jennifer Gosjack. Stuart, what happened?
Well, while we were training, I rotated the leg, and the kneecap decided it didn't want to go that way and popped out around the side.
Dear, oh dear. The kneecap went that way, the leg went that way.
Yep.
Dear, so how long will you be sort of off the dancing department?
Probably at least 3 months. They're not really sure yet. They're just waiting to see how the leg repairs itself.
Just get the physio onto it and work on it.
Yeah.
Well, hopefully we'll see you in another series of That's Dancing. Who knows?
Okay.
Ladies and gentlemen, Stuart and Jennifer. Stephen and Diane on 7.5. Couple number 2 from Victoria, Stephen and Anita, 7.7. Couple number 3 also from Victoria, Andrew and Tanya, 7.2. And couple number 4 from New South Wales, Craig and Julie on 8.1. All right, well now we've got some really good news for you. Throughout the series of That's Dancing, we've seen some enormous talent pass through the doors. We've had nights that it's been very, very difficult to judge because the standard's been so incredibly high. The good news for our competitors is that we're going to have a producer's choice in the semi-finals. The producers will be reviewing all the tapes so far of all the shows, picking out competitors that were really of high standard and great television value. And they'll be invited to perform on the semi-finals, and they'll be back in it again. So that'll be really great. So look forward to the semi-finals with some of your favourites back in the show. Right, Maury, well, this time of year, of course, they attract huge crowds to them, Tom.
Sometimes up to 7,000 people, and the atmosphere is just absolutely amazing. You know, it's a real family event, and everybody participates, and they carry on.
Yeah, well, I believe it's a bit like a rock concert. The kids get there, they've got the banners, and they're barracking for their favourite couple, I suppose.
That's right, and down in the marshalling area where the couples warm up before they have to compete, especially just before the final, the atmosphere is absolutely electric.
Yeah, it's a really big deal sporting competition, isn't it? Well, also, there's a lot. The world champions are performing this year.
That's right. Jason Gilkinson and Peter Roby are invited as the highlight. They're doing a very special floor show on the night of the finals.
So they're not competing this year because now they're professional.
They've come back as professionals.
Well, that'll be a great opportunity to see the world champions in action as well.
Terrific.
And speaking of champions, our special guests this evening are champions indeed, because they are the Australian Professional New Vogue champions. Not competing tonight, they're just here as special guests because they are, of course, professional. And they're doing a tribute to Fred Astaire and Ginger Rogers. These two are tremendous. Ladies and gentlemen, Mark and Anne-Marie Wilson.
Music's hot, so come
dancing cheek to cheek.
Ladies and gentlemen, Mark and Anne-Marie Wilson. Wowie, well, it's certainly not hard to see why you are the current New Vogue professional champions. That's right, isn't it? Congratulations to you both on that title. Being professionals now, other than amateurs like our contestants are on the show tonight and have been throughout the series, what is the difference between being professional and being amateur?
Well, as amateurs, you're not allowed to earn income for starters.
True.
But basically, we start a career by starting socially dancing. Through our medalists up to the grades, which is A, B, C, D, E.
Bad time to catch you like this.
And then once you've achieved a certain standard, you make it to turn professional.
Sure.
And compete there, so that's what
So, Anne-Marie, you do quite a bit of teaching as well?
Yes, that's right. We train during the day and then teach for night time.
Train during the day, teach at night time. Try to squeeze in a bit of sleep every now
and then.
Beautiful performance tonight, a tribute to Fred and Ginger. Ladies and gentlemen, Mark and Anne-Marie Wilson. Well, now it's back to Maury.
Thank you, Paul. Well, now we come to the last of our compulsory sections for tonight, the Latin American, and we'll get straight into it with the cha-cha-cha.
From Cuba, the cha-cha-cha.
Yes, it's a very cheeky dance. The couples have a good time flirting with each other while they're out there on the dance floor. It's characterised by the strong leg and hip action and very fast, clean footwork.
for Latin American. All right, well, that was our final category for this evening, our final compulsory dance category for this evening. And we're almost up to the time where we check the scores and find out who will be tonight's winner. Before we do that, and as the scores are being entered into the computer, we would like to recap the couples just to refresh your memories. Couple number one this evening, representing Queensland, Stephen Galdona and Diane College. Couple number two, representing Victoria, Stephen Fairweather and Anita Lilly. Couple number three, representing Victoria, Andrew Sandal and Tanya Streeland. Couple number four, representing New South Wales, Craig Wilson and Julie Cochran. All right, so we of course have the cabaret sections in the computer already. Now we mark the first of our compulsory sections tonight, which is the modern. So these are the scores for the modern tonight. Couple number one from Queensland, Stephen and Diane, 7.7. Couple number two of Victoria, Stephen and Anita, 7.7. Couple number three of Victoria, Andrew and Tanya, 7.3. And couple number four of New South Wales, Craig and Julie, 8.1. Right. Well, now we have the scores for the New Vogue category this evening. Maureen?
Yes. Stephen and Diane from Queensland, 7.6. Stephen and Anita from Victoria, 7.7. Andrew and Tanya from Victoria, 7.3. And Craig and Julie from New South Wales, 8.5.
Well, now we combine the three sections so far, and this is how the scoreboard stands. Couple number one of Queensland, Stephen and Diane, 22.8. Couple number two of Victoria, Stephen and Anita, 23.2. Couple number three of Victoria, Andrew and Tanya, 21.8. Couple number four of New South Wales, Craig and Julie, 24.8. 23, and 24, 21, 22, 23, 24, 21, 22, 23, 24.
We'll know after the next one.
One section to go. We'll certainly know who will be tonight's winner. The final section is the Latin American, and here is the scores. Couple number one of Queensland, Stephen and Diane, 7.5. Couple number two of Victoria, Stephen and Anita, 7.7. Couple number three of Victoria, Andrew and Tanya, 7.1. And couple number four of New South Wales, Craig and Julie on 8.2, making them our winners tonight. 32.9 points for Craig Wilson and Julie Cochran.